What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, von Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Well, a very happy Thursday to you. I just realized, you guys. Hold on a second. Geez, this is a serious show. We can't be sitting around here in robes. God, that's better. Whew. All right. Happy Thursday. Welcome in to your show. Still, as far as we know, the only live show on YouTube originating from Saskatoon, dare I say Saskatchewan, from 4 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. And we're so proud to be able to say that each and every time we start this show, because scheduled viewing has died with the way people consume content now. We're trying to bring it back. Remember when you used to get home and be like, oh yeah, we got to turn on The Simpsons, 4 o'clock, here we go. Same type of thing here. We're not a YouTube channel. We're not a podcast. We're a network for you to enjoy. My name is Gary. I am still your busty host. Maybe that's why I kept the robe on. I was trying to hide the extra pounds. That's all right. We got to just go with the flow. Look good, feel good. We also love to make up categories around here and say, we're number one. Like this, for instance. We are the number one show on YouTube that has a puppy with a brand new outfit. We're number one. We're number one. Proof is in the pudding, they say, and let's see if that's true in this situation. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Maggie Cam. Oh, that's a good Maggie Cam. I see what you're saying. We got LB on the ones and twos today. That could have been dangerous if I was a little bit more that way, but we're not going to do that today. No, sir. Look how cute she is. Oh, she's so tuckered out. You can barely see it, but that collar she's wearing, that's a brand new collar. Thanks to our friends at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. When you walk in those doors, Maggie's boyfriend Leroy will walk you to the till where you'll meet Mike and or Rochelle, and they will give you the most incredible service in the history of pet stores, including these brand new buckle-up collars. She has a Marvel one on right now with a matching leash, and that's so badass. She loves them so much, and they actually have like a buckle that you get from like a seatbelt. Super cool. As well, they got the greatest cleaning station ever, and they're open after hours and on weekends, thanks to Kirsten, Shar, and Chris. And those buckle-up collars and the leashes, you'll be able to see them in the latest edition of Adventures with Maggie, which will be out soon, as she loves to go in there and do some shopping. As well, the cleaning station, second to none, best in the biz. All of that and so much more, always there for you. Compliments of our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. God, she's beautiful. Look at that dog. Oof. Oh, ooh. Back to the dog. Can we go back to the dog? Oh, even worse. This is why I love you, LB. You get it. Yeah, that's it. One day we'll just do a whole show like this with just the camera on her. Maybe that's something we do. Stream the Maggie Cam live on its separate thing so you can just check it out. But I guess she gets up a lot and runs around. Either way. All right, buddy. That'd be pretty good. All right, we got a lovely, incredible show for you today, and we're going to kick it off with something we do all the time on Thursdays. I won't spoil the surprise. Let's just go ahead and jump right into it here, LB. This is a surefire sign that Thursday has arrived yet again.
Yes, it has. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Young from CTV in the house. Going to get that energy up.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of fun while we do it. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fantastic. I've had a pretty good week. It's nice that it's finally warmed up after those long cold days. So we got a pretty nice little warm spell going here. So that's not too bad. And my week has been fantastic. And just been been working hard and playing some video games. My Buffalo Bills won on the weekend. Woo. Yes. So
Real
my
quick,
NFL team.
Are you scared? Are you scared of Baltimore?
Yes, okay. I am. Baltimore's a good team. They're no slouches. Yeah. So I don't know how we're going to do against the Ravens, but it's going to be a good game. That's going to be Sunday night. The pizza's going to be flying, baby. I'm excited for that one. So yeah, I've been doing that, and then also, we're doing we have an N64 here.
Surprise!
You never know what we're going to have. I mean, one day it's a Super Nintendo, and the next day it's exactly
that excitement where we never know what you're bringing in. And then I hear the opening to the
Yeah,
N64.
there you go. There you go. We'll just turn
and
it
I'm
up.
like, oh boy, what's that? Oh, of course,
There you
it's
go.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, Super Mario Kart 60. One of the
Man,
best games ever,
so
right?
Good. So good.
One of the best games ever. Super Mario Kart for Nintendo. Did you have a favorite Nintendo 64 game? Did you have a Nintendo 64?
I didn't have a 64.
Oh, there we
I
go.
did love playing Madden on there. My buddy Jeff Peterson had Madden, and we played a lot of Madden
right
on the
on.
64 as well. GoldenEye, obviously.
GoldenEye's a classic. Yeah, that's a great game. Yeah.
You just can't go wrong with GoldenEye.
You can't go wrong with that. Well, of course, you want to probably make sure you take care of your Nintendo 64, and it's one of the systems we haven't opened up yet because we've done Super Nintendo and we've done regular Nintendo. We did a Sega Genesis.
So cool.
But I think what we want to do is let's open up and see what's inside so that you can learn how to preserve your video game systems.
scares me.
right?
See, that
and
scares
then,
me.
And then afterwards, we're going to turn it on.
Perfect.
So what we're going to do is now we're going to have a camera that's actually top down. On
ready
this
for the top
Nintendo.
down?
Let's do it. Let's
All
do it.
right,
Let's do it.
we'll
Let's do it.
flip
Let's do it. So I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna turn off the Nintendo 64 here. So I'll turn it off, and you don't want to be. I unplug everything, obviously, right? You just want to be careful, right? You want to make sure that that when you're doing anything like this, you want to have everything unplugged. I'll even unplug the cable here.
Yeah, that's the last thing we need is having you get like super electrocuted here on the show.
Yeah, we don't need any of that. I mean, not that that's likely to ever happen in this situation, but
We probably
okay.
would go viral. It'd be really funny. But I don't want to lose my best
Newsman
bro.
gets electrocuted
Yeah. See?
on video game program. Yeah,
I
there
believe
you
they
go.
call that clickbait.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty good.
So here's your Nintendo 64. I'll take the cartridge out. Of course, this is Super Mario, right?
So
Super Mario for Nintendo 64.
cool.
Such a great game. Now, on the bottom of your Nintendo 64, you're going to see some screws. Now, they use something called Game Bit.
Game bit.
It's not like a Phillips or a Robertson screwdriver.
Oh, so it's like
right?
their own little-
That's right. It's its own proprietary kind of screwdriver. And I can show you the screws, but they're so small. I don't know if you would actually see them on camera, but I can grab them right here out of this bag, and the screws right here, and I'll actually hold them up
stand
really
up. Here we go.
high up to the camera here.
There you go. Oh, that's pretty good.
Those are the screws.
I might have trouble focusing. Oh,
Have
that's
a
pretty
little
good.
trouble focusing,
That's
but
pretty
they're-
good.
But they're not a traditional Phillips or Robertson
Yeah.
screw,
Okay.
right? They're not a traditional Phillips Robertson screw. So what we want to do is we're gonna have to take those out. Now, a game bit screwdriver, they're not just hanging around everywhere. So usually you want to go to a game store and you can pick up a game bit screwdriver, or sometimes you can put on the end of a game bit screwdriver. Now, I managed to cheat a little bit. It's Matt Young's sort of house of
Here we go.
rudimentary way of doing things.
Love it.
If you don't have a game bit screwdriver, sometimes you can cheat a little bit. You can like heat up the end of a pen and then melt it into the shape of the screw.
Mold it right in.
Mold it right in,
amazing.
and then you can do your
Yeah.
little thing and usually just use a lighter to do that. Now, I'm not suggesting you do that, but
I
that's
love that.
that's
That's so MacGyver
sort
of
of
you.
that's sort of it's some of the weird.
amazing, yeah.
it's definitely the sort of the MacGyver. That's a good way of doing it.
Absolutely.
I like MacGyver, by
Yeah.
the way. MacGyver was awesome in
Who
the
didn't
80s.
love MacGyver?
So
Jeez.
once you get the game bit screws out of there, you can take there will be two little feet that will come off, and then you open this up, and it should just hang on. Oh wait, now one other thing I did forget. Have to take out the expansion pack.
Of course.
Right, so there's an expansion pack in there, and usually I just kind of take the end of like a pen lid, and you can kind of lift it out there. There we go. Come on, or better yet, I gotta.
Well, a little bit. Oh, it's so close. Yeah, there you go.
Screwdriver over here, and come on out of there. There we go.
There we are.
And that will come out, and there's your expansion pack. And now the top should just come right off.
Look at that.
Okay, so now there is a Nintendo 64 right there. You can see it, and you can see sort of how it would look from the front,
Crazy,
right?
man.
Okay, so that's your Nintendo 64. Now, I want to stress, you want to be very careful, right? You don't want to. These are electronics here,
Yes.
right? We want to do things safely. You want to, so you want to be careful. Now, I mean, nothing's plugged into it right now, so there's no electricity running through it. So
But you don't want to break it either, right?
you don't want to break it either. Exactly. So when you're looking at a Nintendo 64, the thing is, for a lot of these old systems, like we've said in the past, it's just about cleaning them. Right? Because dirt gets in there, grime gets in there. And for Nintendo 64, there's a number of things you're going to want to take off to have a look. So right here, and I have the cartridge. The cartridge would go right in this slot there, right? That's where the cartridge goes. The controllers, of course, they plug in right here, right? So normally your cartridge would go in there, and it would sit in there like that. And this is basically one of the main parts here you want to clean, okay? So again, like we've done in the past, isopropyl, you can buy it at a lot of different places, Canadian Tire. Please be careful. There is the poison sign on there, okay? So you want it, typically you want to use gloves, okay?
Yes.
You want to use gloves. And what you'll do is you'll spray it on a toothbrush. And what you'll do is when you spray it on there, you just go with the toothbrush and you just kind of clean it. Okay.
Just like you're brushing your teeth.
There, exactly. You just want to be careful. You want to clean it because this will help, and you want to kind of clean any metal in there that might look dirty or anything like that. Now, there's a whole bunch of brackets on here, and they're not that hard to take off. I'm just going to unscrew it right now live here on the Gary Nichols Show.
Look at us go.
Because we do everything. By the way, Gary doesn't know a lot of times what we're going to talk about. I just come in and we just start talking.
That's why I love
right?
it so much. I'm as excited as the viewer because we don't know what's coming.
We don't know what's coming, and that's the best way to do it. Now, when you take all these screws off, I'm just going to... Some of them are a little tighter than I thought that they would be, but they're not that hard. There's just a lot of them.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's not like there we go.
Yes.
It's not that that they're in there too difficult to the point where you can't turn them. It just becomes there's just a lot of them that you have to
So
get
why
to.
would there be so many in there? Is that just to like secure everything and really lock it down?
Yeah, that's pretty much why.
Okay.
But once you get there's 6 more here that I'm going to take off, and you're going to see them. See, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that takes the heat sink bracket off. Now, I mean, again, it's also important not to lose screws. You don't want to, you want to make sure that you're keeping all your parts together and that sort of thing. But once I get all these out of here,
that's another good lesson in life too. Hey,
Yeah.
Don't lose the stuff that you're working with. Make sure you keep track of everything.
Oh, I know that those magnetic bowls and stuff
Yeah.
like that, right? You want to, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's like a surgeon leaving a scalpel inside a human.
Yeah.
Like you got to be careful. Be aware of your surroundings.
Just kind of not a good thing to have happen. Okay, now, whoops, am I supposed to be caught on something here?
Oh boy.
Oh, maybe I am.
Serious.
Just hang on. Either that, or I think I have another screw right in here I got to take out. There you go. There's a lot of these.
There's a lot. Yeah. Like this is serious business.
And it looks like... Now, just hang on a second. Why can't... This should just slide out of there just like that.
Okay.
There you go. And then you have another bracket here that you'll want to take off. Okay. And then once you... Now, for this bracket, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws. Once you take those screws off, then what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to have a look at the printed circuit board inside.
Oh boy.
Okay, so so I'm gonna just these won't be too difficult.
Yeah, these ones look easier than the last one.
Yeah, these ones are. And we'll take that off there. And you know what the nice thing is about this is you don't have to do it too often. But when you do, you'll be happy because your N64 will just play a lot better.
Just run smoother.
Yeah, exactly.
And longer.
Exactly.
It'll last longer.
And exactly.
It's like maintenance on your car.
Yeah, exactly. You want to do that. You want to do your maintenance on your car. You also want to do your maintenance on your older Nintendo system. So there we go. And then this, whoops. Okay.
This is a seriously big one right here, right?
Yeah, and I think I just want to make sure that I have all the screws off of there. Whoops.
See, this is all the stuff I was always so scared to try. I would never try.
When you were younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You knew you had to, but I had no idea what to do.
Okay, hold on. Now, there's two tiny little screws here, but I don't know if the screwdriver I brought is even small enough. It might not.
Should I try to get a smaller one?
Do you have a smaller one?
Let's see if I can find something over in the shop here.
Just hang on a second. It should.
This one might be smaller.
There we go.
Maybe?
That one should work.
Yeah. Come on, girl.
There we go. Okay, and that should come out unless I've Unless, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe.
We're learning together now.
No, just hang on, because I think.
And remember, don't lose any of your screws because
You
these are
don't wanna lose
small
your
screws. Wow.
There we go. That one came out there. I had to just press down a little harder on it.
Man, it's so crazy when you're growing up, when you're thinking about what's inside these things. It's never like this in your head, hey? We never say, "Oh yeah, that's what it looks like."
Well, that's the thing, is that you
Yeah,
don't really
picture-
know,
you
right?
Picture a supercomputer.
I'm just trying to see here. Yeah, I need to get that one screw out of there, and I can't, and it won't come out because it looks.
Oh. Oh.
No,
Really
maybe not.
torquing it. Do we need a smaller one still?
I don't know. It might be. Is there a smaller one? I don't know if I have. It might. This is now. This has not happened to me before.
Ooh, what about one of these guys?
You know what? This one might be stuck. This one might be. I mean, it's not critical that you go that far, and some people do, and some people don't.
Yeah, and this is real life too. Like this is live. This is what happens when you try to do this.
Yeah, that
Maybe
one.
it's stripped or
That
it's
one will
sunk
not
in.
come out, or something is wrong with it. And that could be why sometimes this thing doesn't work out so well. This Nintendo 64, this system. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, you were saying it was a little bit wonky, hey?
Yeah, it is. It is, and that's why.
We're gonna clean her up.
But it looks like that one. Yeah, that one will just not come out. That screw will not. That has not happened to me before.
This is a new one.
But I don't mind it. I don't mind it. You know what? That's
So-
part of learning, right?
Exactly. So what do you do in this situation?
So what I would say is most of the time you're not going to have to go down there anyways. Most of the time you're not going to have to do that.
That's a real
right?
deep clean.
That's like exactly
Yeah.
if you wanted to, and it's not going to be. But if you can, it's not a bad idea, right?
Well, of course.
If you can, it's not a bad idea. But most of the time you're not going to have to. Most of the time it's just going to be a matter of cleaning this right here.
Yeah.
So which we did already. Now I'm just going to put all these screws back in. And you haven't heard anything. It's just that one screw will, for some reason, it will not spin, and I have no idea why. And which is weird because that's the first time that's ever happened to me, which I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Okay, so we're gonna put this back. I'm just gonna. Whoa! What happened there? You got your air conditioner going? Just the heater going? Well, that's good because we need heat. I mean, mind you, it is warmer out today. Oh yeah. It is warmer out today. Okay. So once you get down there, you would essentially just put all these screws back.
Yes.
And you want to put these brackets on correctly. Now, next thing we're gonna do.
You're getting a workout today, bro.
Oh no,
Hey,
not
this
really.
is- well, you're hitting those.
Well, I'm
you're hitting
fine with
those-
that.
Yeah, that's. I'm saying it's a good
I'm
thing.
fine with that.
Free workout.
Now, put this back in there nicely, and that
Now
goes
remember
in
all
there
your
as well.
screws. Yeah.
You got to remember all your screws. Yep, that's important. And the thing is, I mean, if you miss one, it's usually not going to be like catastrophically bad, but you don't want to, right?
No.
Now, what I could actually do, it's just probably not recommended you do this, but we like to have fun anyways here on the Gary Nichols Show. We can actually put the game in and play it.
Like this?
Yeah, just like this.
Get out of here.
That's what we're gonna do. Now, whoops. This one's right here. These bigger ones. Whoops. Just gonna make sure. Gotta make sure I put the right ones back in the right spots. There you go.
Very, very important.
Well, And it is important because you want to do it right.
Exactly. And
Or
if you
else you're
don't,
going to have an issue. There you go.
you got this one long one on the side over here.
That's the one that goes where? That's one that goes right
Yeah,
back
that weird
down
one.
there. Now, before I put all the screws in, I can actually, whoops. Before I put all the screws in, just for time reasons,
Of course.
we could actually show you how this works live.
Here we go.
So we can put this in. We could do this. Probably not recommended. I would say don't try this at home unless you really know what you're doing.
This is like the top-down convertible version.
Yeah,
right? Like
pretty much.
You're
pretty
going
much,
with
pretty much.
top up.
So if we put this here, right, and that goes in there, boom, boom, okay. Now this is your switch. If you turn it on, you actually get power. You can see the red light went
Look
on
at that
there.
go on, yeah.
Right,
So I
and then you
flip
can
back
see it
to
turn
the
on.
other camera.
Now, I'm going to put the cartridge in. This is how your Nintendo 64 actually works, right? And then that's how you would actually play your game, right?
So cool.
Now, I got to hook it back up into this monitor here, and I got to turn the monitor back on.
Okay. Do you want me to go flip back to camera 2?
What's that? Yeah, go flip back to camera 2.
Here we go. Topless N64.
And I'll have to make sure that the source is right, obviously, so give it a second. And
Come on, baby.
boom, boom, boom. Okay. So, and I had a feeling this is probably because the connection on this monitor is not very good. Because it's not a great monitor.
We have to work into fixing monitors next.
What's that?
We have to move into fixing monitors next.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe I didn't clean this out good enough. I don't know. It should. If I turn it on, it should go.
Come on,
Unless,
baby.
oh, no. You know what we didn't do?
What didn't we
We
do?
didn't put the expansion pack back in.
Oh, boy.
That's another thing. That might have been it right there.
Hey.
There you go.
Look at this.
Right? So now you got Nintendo. So this is actually how it works, right? Which is, you rarely get to see that, right?
This
It is
what I
kind of
mean.
neat.
It's very interesting. The
So-
fact it can run like this really blows my mind.
So
too.
what? But now, so it's just a good way to test it out. That way you don't put it back together and something's not working.
Exactly.
Right? So what you can do again, you can take all this off, right? And then once you get your screws all put back in there, then you're kind of, then you're kind of set to go, right? Then you can, I'll quickly finish this while we're on camera here.
Yes.
But then you're set to go, and then you kind of, you don't really. Then you kind of don't need to really worry about it for a while.
And that's
so,
the beauty.
And that's important because as you know, these systems, they don't last forever.
No, they
right?
go on.
And by the way, they're also becoming more expensive. Oh,
Just
they
a heads
are.
up,
Have
yeah.
if you've been to local gamer stores, you'll know that these systems are not cheap anymore. So
and is that just because they're rare now to find?
yeah,
one?
they're rare. There's not as many of them.
Yeah.
And part of it is that I mean, obviously over time there's less parts and stuff that you can grab to fix them if you do need to fix
Yeah,
them.
and
right?
N64 they were pretty good at making sure they had their own.
Everything, a
own
lot of
parts,
stuff
exactly.
is proprietary.
Exactly. It's like they
right?
make these things specifically for the N64, which makes it very hard to find.
So
them.
now we could put the case back on, and I know the top-down camera isn't on there anymore, but there, and then you put your expansion pack back in. So there you go. So there's a brief look inside a Nintendo 64. I couldn't get that other bracket, and that screw, I'm gonna punish it when I get home.
Hey,
but
we got to see what we needed to see, though, right?
That's right. So again, use gloves. Like I didn't spray this today because I don't have gloves on. You want to be careful about
Very
that.
responsible.
But use gloves. Keep everything unplugged, and just make sure that when you're doing this, just be careful with it. But it's a good way to make sure that your N64 and your games, you'll be playing them forever because we want to be playing them forever, right?
That's it. We want our games. Real quick, what's going on in the sports world with you? What's happening?
So local sports world. So Saskatoon Blades, tough loss against the Portland Winterhawks the other day. But I'll be doing play-by-play for Saskatchewan Huskies this weekend. Men's hockey team is looking really good.
Hell yeah.
So the USass Huskies. By the way, U Sports Hockey. Get out to Merlis Belcher and watch some Huskies. on the men's side, there's players that have had a sniff at the NHL.
Yep.
Like, these are good. These are good. This is
And
criminally underrated.
Former Blades as
Yeah,
well.
for a lot of former Saskatoon
Yep.
Blades. The women's hockey team, not quite as successful this year. They're always usually really good.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a tough season for them, but support them as well. But I would say this, college hockey in Canada, the level of play, I think it's better than the NCAA. I think that it absolutely is better on the NCAA. The men's basketball team is struggling, but boy, they've lost a lot of close games.
ones, yeah.
I did play-by-play for them, which was a lot of fun last weekend. Again, they came up short against Mount Royal, but the women's basketball team is smoking it. They are absolutely smoking it against everybody, and I think the women's basketball team is going to win another national championship. So a lot going on there. So watch some Huskies on Canada West TV if you can, or get out to Merlis Belcher Place. It's great. Or get out to the Pack at the University of Saskatchewan. Watch some college basketball and support these teams, because you know what? I can tell you this: the competition is good. It's really good. Top level. So get out and enjoy that. So I'm gonna be out doing that, and then of course next week we'll be back here. We'll be talking some more vids.
Very excited. CTV's Matt Young, always making our Thursdays better. Thank you so much, brother, and we'll miss you till next week.
Absolutely. See you then.
There you go, the great Matt Young in the house as we continue here on the Thursday edition of your show. I was gonna pop this up. I think I can still do it. Unless my phone likes to be stubborn. No, here we go. If you have any video games that you would love to see CTV's Matt Young fix up or play, or controllers or systems, any of that stuff, he's here for you. He wants to hear from you, just like the rest of us here. Hit us up at contact@dufferinav.com. Or if you hate the word contact and that little @ symbol, don't worry about it. Just head to the website. It's the exact same, but minus that stuff that you don't like. So let us know any input you have as we continue to make this world a better place. And another way we can do that is bringing in really, really, really good people. And I'm so happy now to be able to introduce to you the triumphant return of our good friend from Emily May's All Up in Your Business. It's Emily May! Oh, I do like that one. That was a good transition. You see it?
Yes.
Did the whole side all the way down.
That was awesome. What a
I
great
love
way
LB.
to intro me.
Nailed it. Absolutely. Oh, look at it. He's getting
Oh,
fancy
whoa.
now. Whoa! It's like Wayne's World. Very well done on that one. Welcome back. How are you?
So much. Wonderful. New year, new me. You know the saying?
We're going to get into that because you had yourself a lovely little holiday season.
Yes.
And before we get into that, there's a couple things I want to touch on. As it is my nephew Boston's birthday today, to my sweet, beautiful nephew Bossy. I will see you tonight when we make it over to your house to celebrate said birthday. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm very proud of you for being such a stud in all the sports that you play and everything else that you do. That's my sweet, beautiful nephew Boston. I'm a very big fan of his. So happy birthday to him again. You were making fun of me because I wasn't sure how old he's going to be. I think it's like 8, 9, 7. One of those.
In the same
But
category.
he's huge though. He's like a big dude. So he could he looks like he'd be in his like 10s or 11s, I bet.
Aw. Well, happy birthday to
Yes,
you.
that's very well said. Thank you for letting my sweet nephew know it's a good day when it's your birthday. And then we go from the happy news to a little bit of sad news as the baseball world lost one hell of a character today. And I got a little video we're going to run right away here. Have you ever seen or heard of the movie Major League? No. Okay. Well, the great Bob Uecker passed away at the age of 90. In his Hall of Fame speech, he talked about how he really wanted to get in as a player, but he only hit 200, so his career batting average was right at the Mendoza line. Not good enough for the Hall of Fame, but his announcing career got him in there, and he cracked a bunch of jokes. But in case you're wondering, why does that name Bob Uecker sound familiar? We got a little clip for you here to remind you why this guy is such a legend. Let's go ahead and run that one real quick, LB.
Vaughn into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed. Ball 4. Ball 8. Low, and Vaughn has walked the bases loaded on 12 straight pitches.
Just a bit outside. I say that all the time about anything, like literally anything. If it's something a little off, I'm like, well, just a little bit outside. And man, he's just so amazing. And what people don't really know is he did the Major League movies, but he was the announcer for the Milwaukee Brewers for years and years and years. And he was so good at what he did. And very, very sad to see him go today, but what a career for the great Bob Uecker, passing away at 90 years old. I just want to get that out there because I know I'm going to forget about it once we start talking about you and this little holiday journey that you went on when you made it back home over the holidays. How did all that go?
Yeah, it was splendid, some might say. Wonderful, even. It was quite an adventure across Canada.
Yeah. See, and then what people don't know is you had to go back to Ontario. And it
Not Toronto. Not Toronto.
making sure. Planes, trains, and automobiles minus the trains is basically what you were doing, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so you're flying in, you're driving, you got presents, you got family, you got to see all this stuff.
Yeah.
How did that go?
You know, I just want to start this off with I'm extremely grateful that I got to spend time with so much family over the holidays.
Beautiful. Make sure that you tell them you're on today so they can see that.
Yes.
That's legit real. She does mean that.
I do mean that.
Yeah.
However, sometimes you just need to spread life out a little bit, I think. It was a lot. We flew a lot. We drove a lot. It was Ottawa, Alberta, Saskatchewan.
Dude.
And kids.
Dealing with some kids.
Yes.
And the funny, ironic thing here is that you're just a kid yourself. Like, you're pretty young. And so to already be aware that kids between the ages of like 6 and 12 or whatever can get really loud sometimes. It's interesting.
Yes. It's, what do they say? Free birth control.
I've heard that.
It's true.
If you want to make, or if you're wondering if you want to have kids or not, just go hang around a bunch of kids and see if it's for you or not.
Yes. But before that, sorry. I was just going to bring up our little skiing in the mountains.
This is where I wanted to go.
Okay.
I want to establish that you were out and about doing your thing, going through all of these visits and family and kids and presents, getting presents, man. That's one thing I never even thought about, getting presents back from your home to this home from Christmas with the family. That's a lot of big presents, I imagine. A lot of stuff you're trying to get here.
It is. And like, my parents are wonderful. They give me stuff that I need. So like a calendar and shoes. But there's one little suitcase.
Not much as far as carrying ability goes.
Exactly. And the airlines are getting, cheaper and cheaper in terms of how they treat you.
There it is.
So I'm not spending more money to bring back more stuff. So I felt like Santa at times. I don't know why. I was stuffing the suitcase.
Everything.
Yeah.
See, I got very smart very early when it came to traveling and like suitcases and stuff. Like, I realized at a young age that when I travel anywhere, all I really need is a couple pairs of shirts, a couple pairs of shorts, some underwear, and then my Nintendo, my 8-bit Nintendo system. So I would throw that in there, put my clothes around it, throw in the backpack, it's carry on. So I'm always carrying on. I never lose luggage. I never have to wait for anything.
Yeah.
It's the best way. If you can figure out how to travel light like that, what's that? Yeah, you get it.
That's such a man answer.
I get it. It's true, though, because I don't need all these things, right? Like, women need all of these different things, and you need hair products and all this stuff. Like, for me, it's here's a couple of clothes and main thing, make sure I got my entertainment there, and off we go. I played Nintendo in all sorts of places. In Mexico, places in the States. I took that thing everywhere, man. It's a lot of fun.
However, we do have that part in common. I did find both my Nintendo and my sister's Nintendo at my parents' house.
Thank you.
Like the little, I forget which ones they were. You
Game
flipped
Boy?
them over. No, they
Not
were
Game
like
Boy?
2000s. You flipped them over and they had it on the side and you could close it.
Like
What I remember is my classic Nintendo.
No, of course, yeah, I had one, and it had
yeah.
two screens, one on the top, one on the bottom. Yeah, that is the Game Boy. It's not Game Boy Advance. It's like Game Boy something or other. It is a version.
It's a version, but like one of the.
Did you bring it home? Tell me you brought it home.
Yes.
Good for you.
And my favorite game in it is Bomberman. So
You're a Bomberman fan?
You know Bomberman? We're gonna play because I kid you not. I've been playing. We played up till 4 a.m. the other night. From just competing against each other.
Oh. Game Boy Pocket. Game Boy.
It was a Nintendo for sure. Nintendo something. But his Game Boy is Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, that's it. So it's. I bet you it's a. Mine was red, and it had, and you popped it up, and it had your stuff, and then it had stuff in the bottom.
Two screens. Yeah, mine was blue.
It's one of those things,
yeah.
Anyways, DS.
Yes, Nintendo
Thank
DS.
you.
Yes, that's what it is.
See,
Yeah.
LB, not just a pretty face. I keep telling you, buddy. He's earning his weight in gold today. The Nintendo DS.
The Nintendo DS.
So sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, this is good. Bomberman, that's like an advanced game, too.
It
Like
is.
And then there was like Super Bomberman, and there's like Party Bombermans.
No, I
There's all
never
sorts
got
of things out
lucky
there.
enough to try those, but I want to. If I'm gonna be looking on Amazon and all, what is it, eBay, all
I've
of
heard of that.
that,
Yeah.
for those.
I
Yep.
think the kids call it online now. I'm going to be looking online.
On the web.
On the web. That's it. I think there might even be a Super Bomberman for the N64 that we can set up over there.
Okay.
And stream on the Twitch stream. I'm excited you got your video game passion back. This is good because this place is a pretty video game heavy place.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's nice that you'll have stuff that you like to play as well.
Yeah,
Over there.
because I can't really contribute to the Smash Bros too much right now.
Yeah, well,
they're all a
neither-
little too advanced for me.
Neither can I. And that's the funny part. I was still playing it with these guys and they just kick the shit out of me. Like, what am I doing? Either way, hanging out with our good friend Emily May Simmons. You may know her from All Up in Your Business with Emily May. It is our Spotlight on Business show. One more time, I'm going to throw this out there. If you have a business that could use a little bit of a push, maybe a behind-the-scenes look at all the hard work you're putting in to said business, just let us know. Send us an email. contact@dufferinav.com.
Ding.
Nice. Teamwork. And we'll head out your way. Don, my buddy over at Agar Corner, I'm looking at you, buddy. I'm going to hit you up probably early next week, and we're going to get our asses out there and show everybody why Agar's Corner is the place to be if you have an event to run. And we got my buddy Chris over at Select Roses. I got all these buddies that want to do stuff with us, and it's now that you're back, it's time to get back in there. Oh, look at this, 9. Thanks, Mom. Boston's turning 9 today. Happy 9th birthday, Boston.
Happy 9th birthday,
There
now
it
that we
is.
actually know. That's a good age.
I think I said 9 to start, didn't I? I was right there, 8 or 9.
I think, actually, I can't remember what
It's
you
tough
said.
to keep track of
Yeah.
all these. Like, we got so many nieces and nephews now. It's like, I don't know any of the ages. I'm just happy I know their names, and I'm happy I get to see them. And I love
Yep.
them very much.
Always looking at the positives.
That's it.
Yep.
That's what we like to do. Speaking of positives, you went out to a beautiful ski mountain in Alberta, and first thing you said, you're like, I don't know if you heard of it before, and I instantly knew it was Nakiska.
Instantly.
Now, Nakiska, tell us about your ski trip to Nakiska. How did this come about?
So we arrive at my boyfriend's father's house, and he's like, I want to take you guys skiing. I want to take you guys skiing tomorrow.
Did that throw you off?
Yeah, it did. I
Okay,
wasn't
yeah,
expecting
you're
to see my face that big. And keep in mind, I was born, grew up in, grew up
there
in,
she is.
yeah.
No,
She's
look
got to
at you
go
smiling.
skiing.
Look at her smile. Oh, that's a good dog.
Aw.
Good puppy. Oh, see that? Everything's just stopped for this dog. Look at her. It almost looks like she's stoned, hey? Better not have gotten into the Rice Krispie cakes in there, girl.
I can't tell if she's,
bet.
oh, she heard that.
It's not supper time yet. Look at her. Does she not look like she's doped up?
She does.
Margaret, you stay out of the treats, girl. Man,
She does not look bothered by you at all.
no, she looks like she's getting hot.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
might want to get outside. You okay, buddy? Yeah, she's breathing heavy. There she goes. Anyways, sorry, really threw you off
No,
there.
that's okay. Maggie has to take over at all points.
She's a showstopper.
Mm-hmm.
So you're at the boyfriend's parents' house.
Yes. And they grew up skiing. They were born and raised Alberta. They grew up skiing on mountains, or snowboarding, sorry. I had only skied in Ottawa, and there's not many hills there. And if
I feel
there
like it'd be
are,
like around here.
yes,
Yeah.
very similar to Saskatchewan hills, but a little bit bigger. I'll give them that, but nothing compared to the mountains. You know what?
They call them mountains. Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm
You know
with
what
ya.
I mean? So we went, and I was like, hey guys, I'll give you some warning. I haven't done this in a while. We go straight down. I'm not going to lie. The first run after that run, I just kind of stood there getting back in line to go back up because I had no choice. Just kind of stood there. And I was like, what did I get myself into? What am I doing?
I've made
What
a
am I
horrible
doing?
choice.
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
know that feeling.
Yes. And see, I was better than I thought I was going to be. However,
good.
it was extremely icy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So did you have a good sharp curve on your skis?
Yeah, no.
Or not
well,
curve, like what's it called? Edge. Good edge. You need a good edge on that ice.
Yeah, no.
have that.
No.
You
So,
were sliding more than skiing.
yeah. And the craziest thing was the steep parts would be like this. So I would go and it would just be on my side. And then I'd save myself somehow. And then the tiny hill at the end of the slope is always the one that got me.
Yeah.
Always. So I wiped out a lot of times on that. But everybody wiped out at least 2 times. So I felt better about myself.
And it sounds like you had the least painful wipeouts.
Yes.
Which is also very important.
Yes. Some people left with a cranked neck, basically. Some
Skiing will
hurt
do that,
back, some limps.
I'll tell you, as a guy, and I did tell you earlier when we were talking about this before, the Nickel family, we used to go up there with our friends, the Davies, and we'd go and stay at Le Chateau Lake Louise. Beautiful, majestic hotel there. And we would do Sunshine, and we would do Lake Louise, and we would do Nikiska. And I always got to ski with my dad, because my older brothers would go with their buddy Jason and the other dad, Harwood, and they would all go out because they were like really good at skiing and like snowboarding and stuff. And then it was just me and Dad. And we'd go up, and sometimes we'd wander into an accidental black diamond out there. And as you know, those are mountains. Like there's big ones. You can get stuck up there for a long time. And I remember one time we took a wrong turn at Albuquerque, if you want to quote Bugs Bunny, and ended up on the black diamond. And Dad's like, all right, I guess we'll just give this a go. And then I proceeded to watch Dad just yard sail, like skis, poles, rolling. Like I thought my dad was dead, and I was a young little whippersnapper back then. So I'm crying, like, Dad, no, Dad. And I'm trying to catch up to him to make sure he's okay. I'm picking up all of his stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is like the scariest thing. And I could tell he was in a lot of pain, but didn't want to show it. It's like, oh, that's a little bit of a rough one. Hey, and he's putting himself back together. And I'm like, this is scary. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Like, this ski mountain just about killed my dad. Like, what am I doing here? And then once it gets into your head, then it's just everything. It's off the rails now because you don't have that focus that you need to be skiing. Mm-hmm. So I fell a lot, had a bunch of biffs as well, and eventually my passion for skiing sort of wavered in the other direction over time. But those ski hills out there are absolutely fantastic.
They are.
Do you have your passion for skiing now?
I almost lost it just like you because we got to a steep part and I could see the ice and I was like,
nope. Not for me.
No, my mental block started and I was like, if we don't go and take a little one right now, I will not be able to come back up here because it gets a little scary. But yours was definitely a little bit of a scarier situation.
Man, I used to think I could hit jumps too. You should have saw me try to hit jumps. Oh, I did. I hit them hard and I died. Like I would go up and then I'd be like the class, oh my God, I'm going to die. And then boom, and everything goes flying. And then you sit there again, you say, what am I doing? Why am I skiing? Like this doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not good at this. Why am I hitting jumps? Like you question everything. It just, it's a great time though. I went back a couple years ago and I did ski again and it was really fun. So now I'm like, well, maybe I should start skiing. But then, and this is the big finish to this story, you got to sell your damn house to go skiing out there.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about that.
No.
What are they charging at Nikiska? You have any idea? You remember?
I don't know. We got a little lucky, a little spoiled for that trip.
But give or take.
Give or take, I think it was about probably $150 a person. And then I rented skis because I don't own any. Yeah. So that was about...
On top of that, a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of money. I was like, I'm constantly going on runs no matter how scared I am because of how much paid to be here.
How many runs did you get in?
We got in 21.
And how do you know that?
Because my watch, it let me know. It told me exactly how many kilometers we did and how much. It said we burned 2,300 calories. So I don't know if that's true because that's how much you're supposed to eat. So I felt pretty good after that day.
So much, that's fair. That's a good workout. Yes, I've talked to people that have gone to Sunshine and rode the gondola. You do the whole thing, gondola up, and then you get there, and it's something like damn near $300 for a full day. Yeah. Just to go skiing.
Yeah. And you're not wasting time because you like the big hills, but time is, being used up to get up the hills, 15 minutes up. So one run can take you 30 minutes. And then you're waiting in line at the bottom again to get on it. Yeah, that's...
Chairlifts. How do you feel about chairlifts? Do you like chairlifts?
They scare me.
They used to scare me a lot too. We would go to the big mountain in Whitefish, Montana, and they got it's a chairlift, the big 4-man takes you up to the first part, and then you can go on another one and go all the way up to the top. Yeah. And if you're going all the way up, man, you're going through the clouds. and you're up there, and it's like, holy jeez, I don't want to get stuck up here.
No.
And then these things break down all the time, and people are stuck. And then you see videos on the internets with people being stuck coming back down, and then it hits the bottom and it throws people over there into another mountain, and like people are smashing. I really feel like we underestimate how dangerous ski hills are.
They are. And you know what
really
I've seen
dangerous.
a bunch of videos of just this winter is people having to jump down from like really high.
Yeah,
And
like,
so they've got
screw
this like
that, man.
trampoline or something. And I'm
Oh.
like, what is happening? Why are people doing this? Yeah.
It's like jumping out of a building.
Yeah.
Jump onto this thing, you'll be fine.
And there's no safety to them at all.
course
You're
not.
in these things with your feet dragging you down, and then you can maybe do this, but someone in the lineup might not want it down, so you're just holding on like this, hoping
Yeah.
it doesn't just fall, because
That
I don't
was-
know how to trust it anyway.
That was another one of my biggest fears, was getting stuck with strangers.
No.
No! Jeez.
God, are you not listening to the
Yeah.
conversation right now? Read the room.
That's pilot humor. He's trying to be funny because he's a pilot. You wouldn't have jumped. You just fly it. You'd wuss out too. I know it. But just getting onto one of these chairlifts and strangers sitting beside you and having to make small talk is one of my biggest fears.
Yeah.
As I'm like horrified of meeting people and having to put myself out there, and it's been an ongoing thing. So if I didn't have like someone that I knew with me on the chairlift, it was even more scary because like I have to talk to these strangers now too. It's like,
Yeah, and then you have to not get off embarrassingly.
that's a
Yeah.
whole other
Yeah.
thing. Did you have any biffs on the get off?
I was fine, but I think I pushed.
Get out of the way,
I
honey, I'm
pushed-
coming through.
Yeah, there was 2 of us on snowboards and 2 of us on skis. I was on skis, and I think I pushed Caleb, my boyfriend, down. Trying
love
to
you
get
so
off.
much, honey.
Yeah.
Let's see you at the bottom.
He just kind of rolled over. I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
I'm
He's
telling
okay.
ya,
We're all okay.
I've had a couple real epic, getting off the chair biffs.
Yeah.
Even I wish I could remember the last place I was at. It's sort of like a Table Mountain. It's out by Delaron Lake. And that chairlift, if you don't let go, it has T-bars. So you're going up on the T, that's a whole nother
Yeah, don't
thing.
even get me started with those ones.
Oh, man. Every time I went up, somebody was coming down. Either this side of me or this side of me. You have to dodge them as you're going. And then finally you get up to the top, and then you go to let it go. And if you don't let it go in time, it has like an emergency shut-off. So I would hold on too late, and then I'd let it go. And then everyone would know that, oh, Gary must have made it to the top again because the stupid T-bar's broken. They have to go up all the way up to the top. The guy at the bottom has to hop on the skidoo, drive all the way up, reset it, and do his thing. And I think I did that about 3 times. Like everyone on the hill just hated me. They did have really good hamburgers though at the ski chalet. They had this dude, and like this is the best part of skiing out there. This guy, he's got a gut. Like we're talking, boom, like Philadelphia Collins from the Trailer Park Boys, the old mustard tiger, big old gut. And he just got dart in his mouth, and he's got the barbecue right there. And right when you walk in, he says, "Hey fellas, don't forget the burgers." It's like, hell yeah, dude. And he just sits there and flips burgers all day. And I think my record for one day there was 5. I think I had 5 burgers in one day, just because they're so good. There's something special. I imagine it's the grill. It probably has that special, magical formula of all the grease left over from all the old burgers that he's been cooking on there. But once you have one, you can't stop. It's incredible. And so this dude with his burgers alone is worth the price of admission.
So instead of holding up the chairlift for everybody else, you said,
gonna
I'm
eat-
done.
I'm gonna eat
Burger
all-
time.
I'm gonna
and
eat
went
all
and
the
ate
burgers.
5 burgers.
I'm gonna make sure no one else gets any burgers. Like I should have been loading them in my pockets. Like these things were so fantastic, and just the best time. Shout out to Chad and Darlene and the gang out there for having us out there. It was so much fun. But again, I didn't hurt myself. That was the best takeaway. I did not hurt
You
myself.
did not hurt yourself, and you
while
got 5
skiing there.
burgers.
Yeah, might have been more. I might have been holding that number down a little bit out of shame. But they were really good. Like really, really
I
good.
find there's something about canteen, like either at ice rinks or ski
Yes.
hills.
Now you're getting
The
it.
food is just
The
fast
backside,
food.
and this is how you know it's good. The backside of, I believe it was Lake Louise. My dad and I, we'd always go down to the chalet on the back side, and it was its own chalet, and they had this chili, and this chili just had my dad under a spell. You say, son, we got to go on a chili run. Let's go see what's going on the backside. It was either at Sunshine or Lake Louise. And we get in there, and we get the chili, and Dad goes, oh, it's so good. It's so good. And right after it was done, he would complain about the horrible heartburn that this chili always gave him, but always went back. He'd go back for seconds because it was so good. And I'd say to him, Dad, why do you eat this chili all the time when it's always just ruining you? It's like, son, that just tells you how good it is. He didn't even care about all the crippling heartburn that would ruin the rest of his ski trip. He needed that backside chili. So we'd always go there and we'd always throw it in. But those things that you remember, the canteens, like you say, those little snacks and the drinks and all the cool stuff that would go with it, almost makes you forget you're paying a huge premium for all these things.
Yes, yes. I have to know though, the chili. Did you ever eat it?
Oh
too?
yeah, yeah.
Did you?
I was
experience
fine.
That?
No,
Okay.
it was. I think now, seeing it all makes sense now because I didn't have heartburn issues forever, and then all of a sudden, I'm out here. What was it? I think last night, I was. What was I eating? I was eating chicken wings that I stole from Mom and Dad's. Dad's like, I got a bag of wings. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, they're fantastic wings. You'll love them. Okay, so I go over there to pick them up, and they're like the pre-made Costco wings in the bag.
Yeah.
Costco. Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hell yeah, brother, let's get these in us. And I start going, I had a couple, and I was like, oh boy. And for the rest of the night, I had heartburn, like crippling heartburn. I was like, I don't even get heartburn. Where's this coming from? And so I think it's like an age thing for most people. Like, of course, everyone's different. Lots of people, like, do you suffer from any sort of acid reflux or heartburn of any sort?
I probably not comparable, but slowly it's starting. And I'm like, randomly I'll get that feeling. And I'm like, okay, is this,
What's happening here? Yeah.
And I'm recommended a little pill.
Pepsid, AC?
What?
Pepsid? They
No.
changed it over. It used to be Zantac. Not
Pepto-Bismol?
Is it Pepto? No. It used to be Zantac. That was the go-to. And I had a bunch. And then they took Zantac out of business. And now it's some other thing that's not as good as Zantac. But apparently it does. Whatever it is what they probably prescribe to you. And they work okay. But you're too young to be dealing with that.
What's food?
Which food?
All food.
All food?
Food is just... Food causes this. You
I
have
see what
to
you're saying.
eat your stomach. I don't know. There's
Well, you have to eat
something in
healthy,
the...
I guess, right?
Yeah.
Is that what the answer is? Because that's dumb. No one wants to do that.
No one wants to do that.
No.
And no one should have to do that. I say we stand. We stand
Let's-
against heartburn.
Yeah, stand
So
united
everyone...
as a united front and say, hey, heartburn, frig off. We're going to just dominate you
Yes.
without giving you a second thought.
But I
It's
think
so
it is-
crippling. It hurts. So
Yeah, I think it is something... Yeah, wow.
It is diet related, but some people just are
Prone to it.
special. Yeah, and they just
Yeah.
they don't have to deal with it.
Chili.
Look
Interesting, though.
look at the dog now. Let's check it out on Maggie Cam one more time before we head out. Look at her. You know, like, there's a reason. There's a reason that dog is our top sales lady. Right there. That's it. She's the one that makes all the magic happen. Oh, man, I think it's probably a record for most Maggie Cams in a day, hey? Oh, I didn't turn on my transmitter. LB, I forgot the transmitter. Thanks, buddy. Oh, look at her. She's like, oh, is it supper time? Here
She's
she's slowly
awoke.
realizing, wait a minute, is it supper time now? See, look at her. She knows. She
So
knows.
close.
Yes, it is. Good job, girl.
She looks so comfy.
Yeah, she's always comfy.
Yeah.
That's why, like, every time, like yesterday, we were sitting in the living room and she just started whining. I was like, why are you whining? Like, what's your problem? What's the deal? I opened the door, let her out. I was like, nope, not that, no. Then I realized, oh, that's right. She now knows that if she whines, I'll pull the Murphy wall bed down for her so she can get into bed. So now, instead of pulling down the bed when it's bedtime, I pull it down at like 7 o'clock when the dog starts whining.
Yeah.
So that bed in there, it's down like half the day now.
That's
All thanks to
so
my little princess.
cute.
Yeah, and then she just waits for me to hop in there, and then we cuddle off into puppy dreamland, and it's so much fun.
That's so cute.
Anything else you want to get out there before we hit Frankie up and start playing the piano?
Well, how much time do we have?
About a couple more minutes.
Okay. I want to tell you one more thing about my trip.
Thank you.
We went to, touchy subject right now,
Uh-oh. Be careful.
Quebec.
Oh.
Oh, I know. We went over there.
I don't know. Have we had any bitterness towards Quebec? I feel like that was a little aggressive there, Emily May.
I'm just being from Ottawa. Being from
Don't
Ottawa,
you bring your Ottawa hatred over here, young lady.
it's like Saskatoon and Regina. That's the kind of. It's like that.
okay.
That's how it is, you
This
know?
doesn't have to do with equalization payments, does it? Because we don't talk politics here. Just want you to know that.
No. So
good.
there is a spa in Quebec called Nordique Spa. Yes, very much. And I've always wanted to go. So for my birthday, I was like, the night before, I was like, you know what? Let's go to the spa. So we
Hell
did.
yeah.
Because it was only 40-minute drive away from my house. So I was like,
You're right on like the border of Quebec.
yeah. Yeah, because the Ottawa River.
Yeah,
we're right on
totally,
there,
right
and then
there.
it's opposite. Yeah.
Very cool.
Anywho, very nice spa. It has, I forget what it's called, but there's this water that you lay in. It's underground. It's got more salt in it than the Dead Sea. So you lay, and then you hear music under the water. Oh my gosh, I fell asleep in there 3 times, and I kept floating around and hitting people's feet with my head because you're floating around. But I'm telling you, best spa ever.
Mineral spa?
Yeah, it was
Something like that? Because we have one of those out by Watrous.
Yeah, they said it's the second biggest in Canada,
That's
but
sweet.
it's like better than the Dead Sea. So it's like, I think it's an expensive one, but it's very similar. It's the same as those,
That's
but it's
awesome.
just like
Did you get to do other stuff at the spa?
Yes, they also had saunas, hot pools, cold plunges, and then they had
That's
like
it.
a bunch of stuff that you could go into of classes or like meditating and things like
Oh,
that.
I love spas. I think like the all of that stuff is so, if you could, it's so good for you. If you could do it every day, it's like my ideal day as far as upkeep and maintenance of this majestic palace of a body would start, and I know this because I've done all of these things, would start with a massage into chiro, into physio for my neck. And then after that, then we would go into a sauna, and then we would go into a cold plunge, and that would be how I would start every day.
You would be able to get a massage, a chiropractor, and what was this?
Physio.
And
Neck
physio on the same morning in the same spot?
I did that. I did that for a month, and it's the best I've ever felt. And the problem with that was all my coverage ran out after a month. So I go from feeling fantastic to not being able to afford to go back, and then you just go even further down.
Yeah.
But if I could do that every day and then have a sauna to get out all the toxins, do that, and then cold plunge to wake you up and send you on your way, I feel like this body would legit feel like the palace that it looks like. Just saying. Something to
Yeah.
think about.
No, 100%.
I love spas.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to finish that. Right
Perfect ending.
LB, let's wake up Frankie and make our way out of here. There we go.
Can you hear it?
I can hear it. Yeah, so you don't have an earpiece in here.
I don't want to hear it.
Okay, good. Start playing. See how your moves are.
Is it on?
It's going. Yeah, it's
Oh,
going. It's pretty aggressive. I want to slow down a little bit. Hold on to your drinks. Oh, man, what a day. To CTV's Matt Young, thank you for making Thursdays great again. We took part in N64 today, which is pretty wild to think about, and taught you how to clean that bad boy out. We will have a playlist. I've been talking to Dragon. He's got like pretty close to being ready of all of the different Matt Young coding and game programming and cleaning and controllers and the games, all the stuff that he's done here. It'll be a one cool little playlist for you to enjoy. So thank you to him again for stopping by and doing that. To LB on the ones and twos today, being the greatest dude in the world, doing all of the awesome stuff that he does. He's also the co-host of The Viewing Room. New episode every Tuesday. And they did Spaceballs, and he did one of the coolest openings I've ever seen in my life. So go check that out right there. New episodes every Tuesday. Shout out to Adam, The Viewing Room with Adam and Ethan. That pretty close? Yeah, he hates it. Okay. That's why you do that one, bud. And to Emily May, host of All Up in Your Business. Thank you for making it home, making it in. And I look very forward to opportunities moving forward as we're working on getting in here more and more and doing really, really cool shit. So thank you for making yourself available and a part of this amazing family.
thank you for welcoming me to the amazing family.
We're huge fans of yours, and we're so happy to have you here. And to Maggie, hit that Maggie cam one more time. Look at this. The cutest animal in the history of anyone. Look, if she were to talk right now, what do you think she'd be saying?
The words, I'm aware I'm the cutest in history.
Look, she would stop to this. She's like, that's not bad. Oh, this one. I think she's thinking right now, Dad, it's supper time. I know the show's done. Let's get out of here, all right?
When she moved, that was
look
exactly
at
it.
her.
Stretching for dinner.
Yeah, she's perfect. All right, Marge, we'll get you fed. Don't you worry. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you down there, buddy. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m., as we tend to do around here Monday to Fridays. It'll be the Friday Roundtable. Going to be a lot of fun, and we'll be checking in with some other people, some surprises, if you will. Remember, karma's very, very, very real. Do good things, they'll start happening to you. Have a great rest of your Thursday!
Woo!